It is a Wednesday, so we're back in the kitchen with Lucy Greer from Greer's Market and Catering. Looks like we've got some breakfast stuff today.
Yes, we're going to switch it up a little bit today. We're going to make a peanut butter chocolate chip banana bread.
Whoa.
And also some turkey breakfast sausage patties. We're going to have turkey sausage since you're having a bad banana bread.
All right, that sounds like a plan. I like it.
So I thought we could get started on the sausage first. I have a pound of ground turkey, and ground turkey is really readily available in all of our markets, and it's really affordable. So it's a little bit healthier for you than ground beef, and it's nice to switch it up sometimes, and also as opposed to pork sausage.
Sure.
And it's kind of like the same as ground beef. This is 93.7, so 7% fat, 93% turkey. So to that we're going to add a lot of seasonings to make our sausage really flavorful. We have oregano, some dried sage, some fennel seed, salt and pepper, garlic powder, thyme, some red pepper flakes for a little bit of heat, and a little bit of brown sugar.
Man, this sausage is going to be delicious.
Yeah, it'll be full of flavor, and whenever you're cooking with lean meat, chicken, turkey, it can take on a lot of flavor. So pile it in there, and we're going to add a little bit of olive oil too, just to ensure that our turkey stays moist while we're cooking it. And I also have a skillet going over medium heat, and I put a touch of olive oil in there. So we'll just work this through, and then we'll make little patties out of it, and they won't take too long to cook. Out of 1 pound, we'll probably make about 10 patties, and they'll be, of course, the size up there that you can see. So they'll just take a few minutes on each side, and you really want to cook them just until they're cooked through. You don't want to overcook this ground turkey because it will lose all of its moisture, and it won't be a nice accompaniment to any of your breakfast or brunch.
I like how you added the flavors into it, because I think some people, when they work on a breakfast sausage, they don't think about adding extra stuff in there, and this is going to bring out so much goodness in that ground turkey.
It really is, and when you buy turkey that's already prepared, you may not like certain flavors that go into it, or maybe too heavy on salt. So when you just buy either ground pork, of course you could do the same recipe with that, or ground turkey, then you can determine what flavors and seasonings you want to put in there and really control and know exactly what's going in.
Sure.
So we will make these little patties about this size, and we will just get them going, and like I said, they'll take a couple minutes on each side, and next we can get started on our banana bread.
Sounds like a plan. So if you want this recipe, which I'm sure you do, it is online on the Studio 10 tab at fox10tv.com. Back with more with Lucy Greer from Greer's Market and Catering. Already smells good, all that flavor you added to it. I like it. Back with Lucy Greer from Greer's Market. We've had these sausages going for a while now. They're ready to be flipped, and man, do they smell good. I can't wait to have one.
Yes, this was our ground turkey breakfast sausage patties. We flavored these up with fennel, oregano, thyme, ground sage, a lot of the typical things that you find in a sausage, thank you, and also a little bit of brown sugar. So that is going, and like I said, I just put a little bit of olive oil in that pan, and we have that over medium-high heat, and they'll take a couple minutes just on each side, and that'll be ready for breakfast.
Awesome.
So now we will get started on our chocolate chip peanut butter banana bread. It's basically your typical banana bread with a couple different flavorings in there. So I'm going to start with 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and we're going to add a 1/4 cup of brown sugar and white sugar, and then we have baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, and salt.
Now, what does the baking powder and baking soda do to that?
That's what makes it rise up.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we will just get these mixed together, and then we'll add our wet ingredients next. This is just going to make 1 loaf. So I have our loaf pan already sprayed with some nonstick cooking spray, or of course you could use a little bit of butter.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to add 2 egg whites. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of applesauce. This
Really?
is unsweetened applesauce, and instead of us having to use butter or oil in our banana bread, we're going to use the combination of the egg whites and the applesauce.
And we have peanut butter.
And we have peanut butter. So this is going to, yes, add that oil element. That's exactly right. So you don't want it too oily, of course. So using the applesauce will give a little bit of extra sweetness and moisture, because that's really what the oil does in there, is to keep it moist. So we have the peanut butter. That was just 1/3 of a cup. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla, and then bananas. And really, banana bread is great because bananas, you know, they're sitting on your counter and then all of a sudden you may not need to eat them. But banana bread is perfect because it calls for ripened bananas. So even if your bananas have turned really, really dark brown or black on the outside, they're still perfect for banana bread. And what I do is just kind of mash them up in the peel. And
I really like the way you phrase that. You're sitting on the counter and you may not need to eat them.
My husband will really eat them maybe when they're a little too colored on the outside. Yeah. But I always like to kind of just throw this together. Banana bread is quick and simple, and especially if you want something to eat in the morning and you're on the go, you can just toss it into a little Ziploc bag and you're on your way. So we will just mix this together. I haven't added my chocolate chips yet, but this will come together, and as soon as it forms, we'll add our chocolate chips. And this will bake at 350 for about 35 minutes. It'll be nice and browned up for you. This is really great for brunch. If you're having a shower at your house or just a weekend, a lot of people like to have friends over on the weekends and do brunch. And this is just kind of something fun and different to do and add to your table.
I think for me personally, banana bread with peanut butter and chocolate chips can be eaten any time of the day, 24/7.
Yeah, it is good. You can definitely have a taste of it. Okay, now we will add our chocolate chips, and that is just the little mini chocolate chips. They're the semi-sweet ones. Of course, you can use the bigger ones, but the smaller ones just kind of go all throughout the bread and they melt nicely, so I like these. So we'll just get this together and see how easy that came. It doesn't take too long, and of course, like I said, it only bakes for 35 minutes, so not too much of a time commitment.
Sounds great. You can get the recipe online on our Studio 10 tab. When we come back, we're going to finish all of these things up. Making some breakfast on Studio 10 this morning with Lucy Greer. And guess what? Our sausages are done. I got to try them out.
Yes, we made some ground turkey sausage patties. Do you like it? We put fennel seed and dried sage, oregano, thyme, a little bit of brown sugar and red pepper flakes, and salt and pepper. And we just made our own. We can control the salt level, we control the spices, we can control everything that we put in there. And those came together so fast, just a couple minutes on each side. It's ground sausage, so you don't want to overcook it, of course.
Too good. It's delicious.
Good. I'm glad that you like it. And also with our breakfast, we are going to serve chocolate chip, peanut butter, banana bread.
Yes.
And we put that together. It's kind of your typical banana bread recipe, but we used, instead of oil, we used applesauce. And instead of full eggs, we used just the egg white, so that it's going to keep it light for us, because we have that peanut butter in there.
And how long is that going to go in our oven here
This
for?
is going to go in our oven for 35 minutes or so at 350 degrees. Just until it's all the way cooked through. You can use a toothpick or a knife just to make sure it'll be nice and brown on top like that. Then you'll be ready for breakfast.
Yeah, so here you go. Here's the finished product right there. This breakfast plate we made today was fantastic as well. The recipe, as always, is online, so go check that out. Lucy, good to see you again.
Thank you. Good to be here.